Financial Fashion Network is a media company and brand that promotes financial awareness, personal development, and mental health. And we have created platforms like We Invest Different Podcasts that you're listening to right now. And we also have created a platform for our mental health community called MH10 Movement. If you support all that we do, you can go over to www.fnfstore.com where you can find our apparel. You can support the brand that way. Also, you can share the show, share with people, and tell them how great the conversations are. We appreciate all the support. Now let's get into the show. On conversation number 58, we went over how countries are ganging up together to de-dollarize the United States dollar, the USD. And we talked about investments, other forms of investments that you can possibly put your money in that will be good for your family for the times being. Tap in. You are now tuned in to We Invest Different Podcasts, where we have high-level conversations. I'm Mr. John Michael Best.
And I'm Victor Thomas II.
Let's tap in. Welcome to another conversation of We Invest Different Podcasts. I'm co-host Mr. John Michael Best.
And I'm your other co-host, Victor Thomas II.
And it's good to be back, man, for conversation number 58. How you doing today, King Victor?
Feeling pretty good, man. Just getting over, like, I don't know, I guess it was some kind of virus I had, bro. Something, I don't know. But, yeah, I'm finally feeling better. Getting over that today. Just trying to get these fuels. I mean, not fuels, but fluids back in me now.
Yeah.
Snacking on some crackers or whatever. Because I was feeling real weak because I was scared to eat. I ain't had no appetite either. So, I'm just glad I'm bouncing back from that, bro. For real.
And I'm glad too, man. I'm happy about that because I know you ended up telling me that you wasn't feeling well. So I was like, man, dang, hopefully you feel better. And I'm glad that it turned out good.
Hey, man, me too. What about you, man?
Shoot, I'm well. I'm feeling well in the body. Besides, like a little mucus in my throat because I have been drinking more, coconut and almond milk.
Oh, that stuff will make mucus too? I thought it was just dairy milk that did that.
It's just, man, all milk gonna give you some form of mucus. It's just not a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's just which one gonna give you the most mucus.
Oh, damn! I did not know that, bro.
Yeah, unless it's all natural, bro. You got to be all natural. Like
all natural cow milk, or like all
nah,
natural
you got
almond
to
milk.
really. It got to be like I don't know. It has to be like hemp milk or something.
Oh.
Yeah, hemp milk. I don't think create mucus.
But I tried some of that. What you call it, bro? You put me on too. Well, you told me about it. Well, remember you telling me that almond milk can still be a little harmful or something?
Yeah.
And you said try some milks. Oat milk.
Oh yeah, oat milk be busting.
Bro, I can't do it on my cereal though, bro.
Make it too thick.
Yeah, bro, that junk turned into oatmeal, bro.
Yeah, because it ain't. I mean, that shit gonna create mucus too because it's oatmeal. But yeah, that's why it's so thick because it's oats.
Yeah, I can't do it, bro.
You can try rice milk. I mean, all of this stuff, but the best healthy one that you know what I'm saying gonna give you the best benefits is that hemp. To be for real.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta end up going to the places that sell it, and like that's be the problem for a lot of healthy things.
I'm telling you.
It's like shit, you gotta go across town to the store that sell it.
You ever heard of you ever be going to Sprouts?
Honestly, bro, I've never shopped at Sprouts before. I think I probably was with somebody that went inside of Sprout, but that's a stretch. That's even a stretch.
Yeah, that is a little trip still.
Shoot, yeah, man. Like, if we go anywhere, it's like Aldi or
y'all got Aldi. Y'all got Aldi like right there.
Yeah, and we have like this little new store called Little, and it's like it's like a bigger version of Aldi.
What is it?
I mean, it's one in Fayetteville. It's one on the east side.
What is it called again?
Little. It's spelled like Lidal.
Oh, no, I ain't never heard of them.
I think that's how I spell. I might be misspelling it, but it'll come. It should come up if you search it. It should correct. But yeah, it's a pretty nice store or whatever. But we should be going to the farmers market, and I've been having it on my mind lately. So we should be going to the farmers market pretty soon. But
Yeah.
man, I seen them seeds that Unc got. Man, I just hate that he trying to plant them on the time where we supposed to be going to Florida.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
Oh,
because Rainy, Rainy and Manuel had put a trip together, and my mama going too. So instead of us driving our vehicle down, we was gonna ride down to the farm and ride with my mama. So we supposed to be leaving the Thursday before he's supposed to be playing.
damn. So hold up. I don't know. I'm gonna talk to you about that when we get off of here, bro.
All
Cause
right.
it might be, I don't know. We'll see.
But yeah, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there since we was talking about, you know, something similar or whatever. I don't know why I brought that up, but
We talked about the farmers market.
okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a connection. But yeah, tapping into the topics, bro. It's a lot of things going on right now as far as like currency. I really feel like it's a currency war. Countries are trying to de-dollarize USD.
Uh-huh.
Big companies are siding against America, to try to do that. And what I'm noticing is that, of course, the countries China, Russia, Europe, they're trying to make a move, to de-dollarize the USD. But mainly, China is trying to bring more value to the yuan or the yen,
The yen.
whatever the preferred pronunciation. But they also have a yen where you buy oil with.
Mm-hmm.
But 90% of the oil is traded in USD. So it's really hard to de-dollarize right now under these conditions. Not saying that it's still not bad news that countries of this size is trying to do it. Like it's still not good news per se, but the conditions of the dollar right now, like we just said, 90% of the oil is still traded in USD. So by them stop trying to trade with the USD, you still got 90%
Mm.
of oil still being traded in USD. A lot more would have to be done for de-dollarization.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
I know I was trying to do I was trying to do a little research on it this morning. And I was just wondering, did you see anything about why they're attempting to do this?
well, I did see a little bit about it. It seems that countries don't want to have to not do business with countries that US don't like.
Hold on, say that again for me.
Countries don't want to have to not do business with countries that the US don't like. For
Oh, okay.
example, like for instance, I believe Russia wanted to do business. Russia or Europe, one of the two. Don't quote me. And do your own research, everybody. But
Mm-hmm.
this is what I just read, and I'm just using my memory. Um, it's either Russia or Europe um, that wanted to do business with Iran, and because of the business that the Europe was doing with the U.S., the U.S. didn't want them to do business with Iran. So
Mm.
they stopped the business deal. So that's one of the problems. Like it's the jurisdiction issue. Like
Mm.
they want to be free. Like people want to do business freely, But if the U.S. have a problem with the country that they do business with, the U.S. don't want them to do business with them, and so
Mm,
it kind of limits, business partnerships by collaborating with the United States.
right. Well, damn.
So yeah, bro, it's not just so much about the dollar itself. It's a lot about relationships. That's what it sounds like. It's a lot about, you know, relationship issues,
Mm-hmm.
but either way it go, um, we still see that the USD is still volatile. It's still continuing to go down because we're still acquiring debt, but we don't have anything. We don't have a backing system of any sort. It's still a paper system, which is
Right.
growing debt. And which I don't understand why we still sending billions of dollars to Ukraine. And see, that's why I don't believe none of this stuff. This recession stuff, it's all mapped out and planned. And
Mm.
I won't get deep into that.
I already pick up what you're putting down, though, bro. For real. I
Yeah,
ain't even
'cause
never thought about it until you said it. But god dang, that makes sense. You
it
ain't
don't
even
make
gotta say a lot.
exactly. It don't make sense, bro. So
Mm-hmm.
all of this stuff seems that we just need to be paying attention because um we just got to pay attention because if we don't pay attention, then we won't be able to move, with the changes that's coming. Because you can
Right.
already see the changes coming. It's like they're attempting to roll in, a new currency. We don't know when it's going to come, but the USD is in turmoil right now, so it's going to be in preparation for something else to come, regardless. Like it's going to have to happen.
Mm.
So, I wanted to tap into, other forms of investment that we can possibly get into because I don't think that this is the time to lose faith, first of all, because we're not supposed to put all of our trust in finances or materialism anyway, but that don't mean be ignorant.
Right.
So we have to have a balance. We have to have a balance. Maintain your faith and put your faith in things that money can't buy, but also be prepared, because you have a family that you got to take care of. So, with that being said, I think we should also think about other forms of investments, like relationships. Like if you have somebody that you have in your network that's a very valuable person that know other people that could possibly have collaborations that you can get into that will increase, you know, um, legacy in your family. Like it's not all the time about what you have right now. Sometimes it's about who you can be connected to.
Word.
So also have that, keep that in mind. And like before I ask you, what forms of investments will be good during this time, I'm gonna also add that look into and research in like global companies that are also based outside of the United States. Because one thing about um stocks or any type of asset, um, global assets will always last longer than an asset that's just domestic. So if you tap into companies that are strong in China, strong in Africa, strong in these other, countries, it'll be a smart move. That way, your money could be in other currencies, outside of the USD. Whether you want to invest in stocks or whether you want to invest in crypto. I don't think you should put your egg all in one basket. I think you should educate yourself and, spread out a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, the relationships is key because sometimes the relationships that you have could also teach you, and you can gain knowledge from those people as well. So that's really the main thing, man. Knowledge, keeping your mind together and educating yourself at all times. Not panicking because when you panic, it slows down your brain. It increases the cortisol levels in the blood, which enhances your fight or flight response. So it's like you're gonna be stuck in survival mode. We already deal with survival mode from the day to day. So don't get even more paralyzed by the news. We just gotta continue to pray. We gotta continue to meditate. We gotta continue to grow and improve ourselves through any circumstance. And that's how you maintain, grounding. That's how you maintain the foundation, so that you can continue to improve under any circumstance that the economy is in. But
Right.
question for you, um, what investments you feel like would be smart, trustworthy, and a good. What would be some good investments for this current condition of the economy?
Well, I really like what you said about relationships. That's one. That's one that you really wouldn't hear a lot of people say when people talk about investment. But that is a very important one. So I'm glad you said that one. So I just wanted to acknowledge that one first. But man, just you can't go wrong with food.
Mm,
Anything that's like food, I believe, because it's like even if you can't necessarily flip it, you might got a cow, right? You get a
mhm.
cow, and even if you don't sell it, you can still at least eat it for yourself and your family. You know what I mean? Or
Right,
crops. You know what I mean? That's a good investment. Property or land. Throw some seed down. Cause
right,
it's like I don't know. I know a lot of times we look at investments as, I'm trying to make this flip, but I don't know. It might be a day where the number one goal is gonna be to survive. So I just think that having those type of investments that can be, both. It can feed me and I can flip it if I want to. You know what I mean? I think
most
them
definitely.
good to have.
And that's a good investment. That's good advice, because one thing that we already talked about in previous episodes, we talked about the bartering system,
Hmm.
because it's like that's a good example, when you brought up that cow, because it's like, okay, what if I have a cow, and another person, I have a male cow, the other person have a female cow, and it's like, okay, if we both need each other, and that's a relationship right there. We both need each other, and we really can create a fortune right now if we really could partner up. We we could I can take my female cow, you can take your male cow, your bull, and we can make them, we can breed them, and we could partner up 50-50 or whatever the numbers we wanted, and we could also, we can just breed and have a whole thing of cows, and that's valuable. That's an asset, because you creating life, you creating new life with your cattle. So that's the expansion. So that means you really could leverage that. You can either sell some, you can either sell the milk. It's so many businesses inside of that cow. You got the milk of the cow, you got the meat of the cow, and you have the cow itself. So it's
Hmm.
like, it's so many ways to make it. There's so many ways to trade. It's a good asset. Cattle is a good asset. I like that you went that route. Also, agriculture. You said agriculture. Seeds are very valuable right now, um, and produce is very valuable right now. So if you can feed yourself and possibly feed others, that's a good asset. Land is always a good asset. Um,
Indeed.
yeah, you that's some good stuff, bro.
Hmm.
And bro, I think that's a good collabor. I think that's a good connection. I think that's a good what I didn't mean to say collaboration.
It's like
Uh,
I think you're trying to say like a mix
yeah, I
between
think
like
that's
the bartering, the relationships,
yeah,
and the actual investment stuff.
yeah. It's all.
Yeah.
I think it's a good deal. Like, I think all of it together. I think we gave some good advice. We ran down, the networking and the relationship piece.
Right.
We want to always maintain great relationships. One, not just because of the money, man. I want to stress that, not just because the money that somebody have. Relationships are good. Now I'm talking about valuable relationships. I'm not talking about just relationships with somebody you know. I'm talking about somebody that provide value to you, somebody that you look up to, maybe a mentor, maybe somebody that have access to resources, or it could be a resource themselves for you. You want to always maintain relationships with those people, not just because of the money, like I said, but because, for one, you know, as a person, you always want to maintain great relationships, because it really entails with the character and the integrity that you have. Because most people can't maintain a relationship. Let's start there. First of all, most people can't maintain a relationship. We normally get into it, something happens, trust issues, whatever the case may be, and it don't last. But to maintain a relationship, with integrity and character, means a lot. So if we can develop the character, that's really the relationship piece, what the relationship piece is all about. Because ain't nobody gonna help you anyway. If when it come down to it, if you're not a valuable person yourself, ain't nobody really gonna lend no helping hand to you neither. So you, while seeking out value in other people, you want to also build personal value. So also, like, work on yourself. You don't just want to base your success off the relationships you have. True, like, it's going to be good to have those relationships, but you don't want to just get caught up in having those relationships. You want to also maintain, what I'm saying, yourself too. You want to have self-confidence, and you want to also, you know, have self-awareness. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, you want to know where to value. You want to have valuable relationships, but you want to be valuable to them as well. You don't want to just be one sided.
Right.
You want to be valuable to them, and you want them to be valuable to you. So I just thought that was a good piece on that.
Good stuff.
But bro, um,
Man, I had a good one, bro. I don't forgot it though.
you ain't forget. You gotta speak life into it.
Uh,
It'll come back. It'll come back when it's time.
yeah, it was a good one though.
But
Maybe it'll
shoot,
come back to me though. You go ahead first.
okay, that's a bet. That's a bet. Um, Recently, bro, what did I learn? I was reading for a long time about different psychologies, because I had a conversation with Charles not too long ago about facial expressions.
Yeah.
And you know how you have people that say, this is how I look. And so I was like, I thought that was very interesting, because I'm thinking, like, okay, if you have a look that people say that you have, and you get that consistently, why are you looking like this?
Yeah.
Like, unconsciously, you're unconsciously looking a certain type of way, but why?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like body language means a whole lot. The way you look, your facial expression means a whole lot. So I was thinking, maybe your emotions in your subconscious mind is causing the muscles in your body to tense up. So
Mm.
I was this is just my personal observation. This is just what I was just thinking about. Like, maybe this is why when I walk around, my default look is like anger, or damn, don't talk to him. He look mean, he look mad, or
Yeah.
you know, it's because of, bro, honestly, I think everything comes from our experiences. Because I literally don't like to smile. So it's like, why don't I like to smile? Why don't I like my smile? So you can go so many layers back to understand, you know, why am I having this facial expression? Because on the surface, when you think about facial expressions, you don't think that deep. But I was like, okay, let's dig a little deeper. Let's get to the root of the problem. Why is my facial expression stuck like this seem to be?
Mm-hmm.
So it made me think about muscle memory. It made me think about all of this stuff, man. Because when your mind think a certain type of way, your organs got to respond, of course. Like, your neurotransmitters got to respond. So all of this communication that's going on in your body is communicating these messages. So it's like, yeah. So on my normal day, walking down the street, I may not, I may not feel sad. I may not feel angry, but what I've been through is affecting me to the point where I don't even know that I'm responding. Like my body is responding. I don't even know that my body is responding because my conscious mind, it's not on my conscious mind. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not consciously thinking about my issues or my problems. So I'm walking around thinking I'm cool. But meanwhile, my organs is responding, it's responding to my experiences because I haven't really processed them, healed from them, talked about them, or anything.
It's heavy right there, man. It's heavy right there. And I can imagine that being the case for a lot of us, man. Because it's just now starting to become the norm to really talk about your problems. You know what I mean? For so long, it was like, try to act like ain't nothing wrong. But meanwhile, the whole time, the issue still be presenting itself one way or another. So, I think that's a real good thing that you learned or became aware of, and that you spoke it on here because it could help a lot of people.
Really, bro. Really. Did you remember?
Yeah, it came back. But yeah. What is called? Dang the word. But anyway, I learned about some stuff about the fashion industry, bro. And I found out that the clothing, I'm thinking that the clothing company like is making everything themselves. Or I don't know what I was thinking, but I found out that they basically come up with a design and they have like these squares. I can't think of the name of the word, but it's like a square of fabric. You feel me?
Yeah.
It start with an S or something. But anyway, they send that a square of the fabric with the design, and they send that off to the factories, and the factories make it. And then I also found that like stores like what's that, Marshalls or something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of times they may have pieces that may not be all the way quality, you feel me? As far as like the stitching and all that.
Yeah.
Because they coming from a different warehouse that's using different kind of pieces. And the thing I'm trying to learn now, coming from that, is okay, how are they allowed to do that? Or does the clothing company agree with putting out pieces that ain't all the way right out? You know what I mean? What is it behind that? I wonder. But I just thought it was interesting that they actually send things off to warehouses to make.
Shoot, brother. That's crazy that you say that. I never heard that. I never knew that. But it makes sense because, like, knowing that we live in a capitalistic society, it's kind of like how companies sometimes sell their old food for cheaper prices. So it's the same. It's the same way. It's like they just count it as a loss. So it's they selling they stuff and also possibly writing it off as a loss. So it's like I wrote my loss off and I sold my loss. That's really a big move. Like, it's a big move. You already lost it in the warehouse, so you wrote it off as a loss. But then you took your loss and sold it to somebody, to another company. You sold your losses to another company for them to sell it again.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah,
So that's all it is, bro. Like,
makes sense.
that's all that shit is. They just trying to get. They don't want to lose. They don't want to lose. All they already done put it under a loss, but a loss, you gonna get that back in your taxes. So like when you write it off as a loss, you get a percentage of that back. So by them also writing it off and getting paid for it is genius, and it's legal.
Makes sense.
And that's pretty good. But it's a new month. So financial theme of the month. I know we talked about, the current situations with the USD, and we gave different options of investment. So my financial theme, or our financial theme, financial tip of the month, is like, pick your choice, research it, research all different type of asset classes, and you want to make the best sound decision on where you want to place your money. Don't put it all in one basket. Don't put all your trust in USD. I think you should also think about gold and other commodities. Like I'm about to get into forex, so I may be getting doing a little trading. So also think about the commodities as well, the oil, the gold, um, things like that. So like I said, do the research on the best asset classes, but we threw some examples out there earlier. Also remember the relationships piece. If you know somebody that knows about asset classes and can give you some advice on where to put your money, because if you still working a job, that means that you still have USD coming in, because USD is still the national currency right now.
Mhm.
So you still have a little time to rack up and make decisions that was going to benefit your future, because if the USD isn't going to last, another currency is coming. You just want to be able to be in position, you know, whatever it is that's coming. So be positive, keep the foundation, pray, meditate, put your trust in the higher power and not just in these material things. Understand that these things come and go, but you still got to use common sense and position yourself, wisely. You know, you don't want to be no fool. So with that being said, anything left you have to say, King Victor?
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. Uh, don't be afraid to try different things, because we all, according to scripture, can be given multiple gifts. But at times it seems like society wants to classify us as, you do this, and that's all you do. You do this, and that's all you do. But no,
Mm,
don't let society lock you in like that. Like, we got multiple gifts, and when we faithful with one, we may get another, or it may
mm,
be revealed. So don't sit there and be like, this what I do, this is it. I mean, if that's what you want to do, cool. But I'm just saying, don't we shouldn't limit ourselves to our abilities. And a lot of times we just don't understand the other stuff we can do, is because we've been locked in on this one thing. And I can say that for myself when it comes to music. You feel me? For me, it was like music. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I saw.
yeah,
But once I really started to meditate and really look within myself and all that kind of stuff, bro, it was like, damn, there's other stuff I can do too. Like, I know how to write. I'm decent with a little bit of marketing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, brother.
I can design a little bit. I can, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm looking for more stuff that I could possibly do. Now, I ain't saying that I want to master everything. It's just me personally. But I think it is cool to have an understanding of, multiple trades. You know what I mean? So when those relationships do come with people that do it, more than I do it, it's like, okay, I can understand where you're coming from, and the collaboration can be that much better because I somewhat understand what it is that you do. I've tried to do it before. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's all I want to say, man. We shouldn't limit ourselves to one skill. We should open
I agree.
ourselves up, bro.
I agree. I agree 100%. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, we thank you guys for tuning in to conversation number 58, where we went over, the USD and countries trying to de-dollarize the USD, which is kind of hard to do right now. But it's a sign for awareness. We need to be aware. So remember the different forms of investments we went over, relationships, different type of commodities, different type of assets, um, like you said, cattle, like you said, agriculture, real tangible, assets that'll add value to your family, and not all of you don't have to all the time think about, oh, I need to sell this and make money. Sometimes it's just valuable for you and your family to keep. So with that being said, we thank you guys for tuning in. I'm co-host Mr. John Michael Best.
And I'm your other co-host, Victor Thomas II.
Weekend out.
Peace.
What's going on, kings and queens? I got some good news for you. We finally got our website together at www.weinvestdifferent.com. It's where you can find our episodes of the podcast. We got links to the YouTube channel as well. So tap in. If you don't want to listen on our platforms at Spotify, Apple Music, you can just tap into our website and get access to the newest episodes. Tap in. Are you stressed, anxious, or depressed? Well, here's some good news for you. We started a mental health movement called MH10, and we encourage people to pay more attention to their mental health. So do this for us. Take at least 10 minutes per day to take a walk in nature, a jog, run, or just meditation to decrease your stress, because stress is one of the leading causes of chronic physical and mental illnesses in the body. So if you want to join the movement, you can also post on social media, post your 10 minutes by using hashtag MH10 or Mental Health 10 Minutes.